Wholesome stream on the entire interwebs, together with my beloved and beautiful wife, Rachel.
Oh, thanks.
We are going to amaze you with the wholesomeness of this live stream as we make pizza. Sure, it's not the first time I've made pizza on stream, but you can never learn too many times how to do something as wholesome as pizza making. So, we just got back from town where we accomplished a few different accomplishments and we're feeling pretty good about it. But one reality that we have to face is we're too hungry right now to wait for pizza to be ready. So we're having a pre-pizza making meal of sweet and sour chicken, which we purchased at the grocery store while we were in town. I determined that in fact the pharmacy is open on Monday, so I'll get my Adderall on Monday and that's fine.
I'm glad we went to the store.
Me too. I'm glad we found out that.
Me too.
OMG, hello, Chris Chapin. OMG, indeed. I'm going to let you focus on Rachel for a little while, camera wise, so I can keep things wholesome, keep things age appropriate around here. So anyway, we're going to eat these sweet and sour chickens, and then we're going to relocate into the kitchen where we will begin the pizza making process. You're going to get to see every step of the action. It's going to be extremely exciting for you. And then also we'll eventually get to eat it, and that'll be exciting too.
Hi, Winston's mom.
When we went into town, we got hello from Uzbekistan. Says, Navruza Fazilova. Hello.
Hello.
Navruza Fazilova.
Why are you bored as AF, Hero Lim?
Am I ready for Judgment Day? What is that, Thursday?
How does one get ready for Judgment Day? I don't know the steps.
Step one, wear your nicest outfit.
Ooh, I don't know what my nicest outfit is.
I don't know either, you've got a lot of nice outfits.
Thanks! Oh my gosh, this is such a nice compliment coming from you. Hey you guys, how are you? Sup with you today?
Chris Chapin needs the thrill of judgment, and who can blame him?
He's the thrill of judgment.
What's more thrilling than being judged? All right, let's go get the sweet and sour chickens from the microwave. I don't know. Sometimes I feel I need action in some way or feel dead. Well, it is true that it helps having things going on to make you feel like okay with yourself. You know, I feel sort of extra happy and pleased with life in general because we're moving forward on this investment property. We're getting things done. You know, we got several tasks we needed to get done today done. I'm pleased with that. And we'll have internet in the place on Wednesday. I'll get Adderall though on Monday so I can start doing some work over there even before Wednesday. And maybe I'll even get a little bit of stuff done this weekend. Who knows?
I believe PG&E was heading over there today.
But do we have to be there?
No.
Okay.
Oh,
They didn't say. If
They didn't say.
Then we don't have to.
they just asked like the normal, is there a gate with a lock? And are there any dogs on the property?
I see. Alright, well, Coolio. Coolio, Rojulio. Here's your
Thank you.
Julio of food. As you see, I stirred it up a little bit for you.
Thank you. I stir yours too.
Alright, so first we're going to eat this snack called sweet and sour chicken in order to prepare ourselves for the task of pizza making, which does entail a certain amount of effort, certain amount of energy, you know, so you have to have some calories in you before you can make more calories for you to consume. Stir it up. It's a little hot, so what I'm going to do is, hi Daniel Berry, Sports Highlights. I'm a Sports Highlights fan myself. I enjoy them. I think I will get myself an iced tea in this instance. It's actually half iced tea, half lemonade. Sometimes called an Arnold Palmer. Don't hit on my chick, says here lamb. Yeah, well, I'm not too worried about anybody stealing Rachel away from me. I think it's highly unlikely that anybody will have across the board more to offer her than I do.
Mm-mm.
Arnold Palmer is correct. Hey, my grandpa is a Turkish farmer and he can't make money. American farmers can make money. I don't know if American farmers make money or not. I'm not an American farmer.
American farmer make food. That's true. Chris Chapin.
I mean, obviously they make some money or they wouldn't stay in business as farmers. So a really productive day.
Can you give me an assist?
With what?
Give this to a couple.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
Here you go, Bubbles.
Oh shoot.
That's okay.
Fine.
Next, how to stop your family from worrying. About what? Yeah, I'm not a farmer. I'm just a regular guy. Well, yes, plenty of farming is not good for the environment, but it's also how we grow food, you know? If you farm your own eggs, you get sucked in the conspiracy theory, of like, why do grocery stores sell this other type of stuff? Interestingly, Bennett cheese crackers still wants to know if I'm his grandfather. I appreciate your persistence in the question. Makes it more interesting than if you were just to come in here and do it once, you know.
That's a good question, Hero Lamb. You plant eggs?
Yes, that's where eggs come from. Actually, you plant chickens here, Lamb.
Oh.
And then they grow into eggs. Those cartons, you got them in the supermarket. Those are actually the egg seed casings that grow on the eggplant.
Why do they call eggplant eggplant?
Because they couldn't think of a better name. All the other names were like giant purple dong and stuff.
Did you hear any coyotes when you were here, Acacia? Sometimes they howl at night.
Okay. Well.
Wow. Acacia.
That was a real... That was a real meal for me.
It was a real meal for me too.
Enjoyed eating it with my mouth.
Yeah, I enjoyed tasting it with my tongue.
Yeah.
Hi,
Hi, Stitch. I'm so glad that you love us.
Yes.
Thank you for loving us.
Yes, thank you for loving us.
All right. But if you really want to know about true love, you've got to know about this pizza. Because you will know true love once you've made and tried this pizza for yourself. I remember now what we forgot at the supermarket. The cinnamon roll ingredients.
We always forget that. Every time.
Next time.
I'll write it down on my phone. Where is my phone?
Hello, Derek. I'm worried the flow state has gone missing in action. Any chance we could give him a cell phone call, check in, and make sure he's okay? He hasn't posted at all lately. Yeah, I could give him a call. Maybe later. I wouldn't worry about it. I wouldn't worry about it. I suspect he's just probably having his own kind of version of Sleepy Week. He probably just got burnt out, you know.
Oh, yes.
Okay. Now, you put the mixer over there. But we need this part of the mixer too. This part. This is called the bowl part. So we're going to empty out the old dough from last time. And then we're gonna do something a little bit crazy. I'm considering possibly doing something. Oh, you fell over. You guys, be a little more careful. Okay, so we've got our bowl here. I need to rinse it out a little bit, which I'll do when Rachel's done with the sink. There's a roach over here. I guess Rachel at some point. Or me, I don't know. I was smoking a joint in the kitchen. It's that kind of roach. It's not a cockroach. That would be gross. Alright, so we're going to just rinse this out nice and clean, just like it was born to be. And give that a nice rinse. Do we have any more papers on it?
Did you come out?
I think there's more in the pantry. Okay. Okay, good. So, we'll get more paper towels out of the pantry, and then, but what we're also going to do is we're going to look up our dough recipe again.
Thank you for doing it.
BCC. I'm curious as well, BCC. Did you find your grandfather yet? What am I getting from in here? Oh, right. I'm Googling how to make that thing. All right. So your first step in making pizza is to Google pizza dough recipe. As per me out. And then you want to use the one you used last time because it's good. Jump to recipe. 2 to 2 1/3 cups all-purpose flour. 1 packet instant yeast. That's 2 1/4 teaspoons of instant yeast. 1 1/2 teaspoons of sugar. 3/4 teaspoon salt. Some garlic powder and or dried basil leaves. 3/4 cup of warm water. All right, so first what we're going to do is we're going to proof that yeast. That's 2 1/4. We're going to proof the yeast in a little meow of some kind. Like, I think this mug is good for yeast proofing. It's not that big. It's not that wide. It's got yeast proofing written all over it. Oddly, it's written in Aramaic. So, you know, make of that what you will. Okay. So we're on our way to a sunshiny day here in Mariposa town. Reportedly, we're going to have a rainy night, and that's good if you ask me. A little rain never hurt anybody. All right.
We're still talking about farming?
Still talking about farming, huh?
Yeah. Chris Chaser says it's pretty scary if farming is bad for the planet.
Well, farming's bad for the planet, but it's good for people. Yeah, it's how we make food and stuff. Alright, this part goes on the Meower over here. We're letting this water here warm up because you need the yeast to get activated by some warm water. We've got the yeast out, and I've got a little bit of sugar to help activate it as well.
You should be measuring cups and spoons in there.
Thank you, dear.
You're welcome.
So, I'm going to put a 1/4 teaspoon worth of sugar into this for activation purposes. Alright. So, I will remember that when we have to put the rest of the sugar we need to add, but I've already put in a 1/4 teaspoon's worth. Alright, that's a good temperature of water. Now, I believe it was 2 1/4 teaspoons of yeast. Let's look again. Let's double check. 2 1/4 teaspoons of yeast is correct. So, what we're going to do next, we are going to get our one, two, and 1/4 teaspoons of yeast. Then we'll put the yeast back in the fridge. Now we'll add just a little bit of water, this warm water here, to this cup that has yeast and sugar in it. And the combination of these three things, yeast and sugar and water, will cause the yeast to activate. Now, while that yeast is getting all juicy in there, okay, we're going to let the yeast get juicy. While the yeast juices, now we're going to go back over here and we're going to see what we need to put inside of the bowl to make Sierra Mountain pizza, wholesome pizza. We're going to need 2 to 2 1/3 cups all-purpose flour, 1 1/2 teaspoons of sugar, so we need another 1.25 teaspoons of sugar, 3/4 teaspoon salt. All right, let's do it.
Making pizza is so very fun.
2 cups of flour, 1, 2 cups of flour. Okay, now we need another teaspoon and 1/4 of sugar.
Savory eggplant.
That's fine. Alright, now we need 3/4 of a teaspoon of salt. It's about 3/4 of a teaspoon of salt. And then we need to put this in here. This yeasty surprise. Okay. Now we need to get all this yeast out of there if I can. But now we need 3/4 cup warm water. It's going to be a 1/2 cup plus a 1/4 cup. 1/2 cup. 1/4 cup.
Good doing.
Thanks. Now, all right. Now we need to put, I believe it's 2 tablespoons of olive oil. Yes, 2 tablespoons of olive oil and a dash of garlic powder. 2 tablespoons of olive oil. 1. 2 tablespoons of olive oil. And then just a dash of garlic powder. Then we're going to put this right over here. You can see what it looks like right now. We'll put it in here. So, put that like so. Okay, now we'll lift this up like this. So we'll turn that on. You can see what it looks like in there. It doesn't take a super long time to get ready. You can see that's just about ready right now. So,
Making a little the dough.
yep. Okay, this is a nice clean dough, which is to say it's not too wet. Okay, so what I'm going to do here is just with my hands, I'm going to ball it up a little bit. What?
What are you picking out of there? It looks good, honestly. It looks like good dough.
Yeah, it does look like good dough. Okay, so now we're going to just powder this up. We're going to powder it up like this so it doesn't stick to the bottom of the bowl. We'll put it back in the bowl. And we can take this away now. And then we'll get some saran wrap put over the top of the bowl. We'll leave the bowl in a nice warm place and let the dough rise. Okay. So what I've got here is some Kirkland brand stretch type plastic food wrap, also called saran wrap. And we're going to use this to cover the bowl so the dough doesn't dry out. There. Now we've got the bowl covered. We can just sort of tighten the saran wrap like this to make it go tight around the bowl. And then we just put the bowl right here underneath this little warm light and let it rise away. Let it rise to heights to which it's never risen before. Let it achieve new great things. Okay. Concurrently, we have this going from earlier. You may remember we had a tri-tip cooking stream before. This is going, but here's the problem I have. I do not remember if it's on low or high. This one's off, this one's warm, but low and high have been, I think it's on low. Is that high?
That's warm.
No, oh, that's warm. Oh, that's high, maybe, hopefully.
Yes, hopefully high.
Okay. Hopefully it goes off, low, high, warm. Let me put these back. Let me put this saran wrap back. Okay. You see here we have dressing. Rachel informed me today. She's like, we've got all the dressing in the world and no salad. So we went to get salad from the store. All right, now remember, this is pizza dough. We're not making a loaf of bread. So you don't need to let pizza dough rise for as long as you would, say, a loaf of bread dough. So keep that in mind. We can just probably let it rise 20, 30 minutes, be done with the rising part. No, we believe in very thin crust pizza. What some people, maybe it was Hero Lamb, deemed cracker crust. It is kind of cracker
It's
crust
so
for sure,
good.
and it's delicious that way.
Mm-hmm. I love pizza and I love Eric's pizza. So good. I love everything that Eric makes. He's a good cook.
Now today what we're going to try to do is be a little bit smarter than we have in the past. What does that mean? Well,
yeah.
I have today circle pans to make pizzas onto. Okay,
That's right.
So what I'm envisioning doing is getting it as thin as possible and as round as possible, and then putting it onto the pan, and then putting on the stuff rather than trying to move it after I've got it all built onto the pan. That's my plan. That's my big TE accomplishment.
I think it is good TE.
So that's a change in ways from before. If you've seen previous Sierra Mountain Wholesome pizza making streams, you may note that's a change of direction. Even if I were still using the horizontal pans, I still would want to do that. I'd want to roll it out as flat as I can, then move the flat rolling out dough onto the pan, then put on the miagity and the meow. So yeah, earlier we started an untrimmed tri-tip in the crock pot. And in the crock pot mixture, we've got a variety of different ingredients. We have a couple cans of broth, one of chicken, one of beef. We've got carrots, potatoes, onions, dried onions, garlic powder, regular garlic, a 805 beer, a Guinness beer, a non-alcoholic holiday beer, salt, pepper. I think that's all that's in there. Oh no, and a packet of taco ranch dressing. If you guys haven't heard of Mississippi pot roast, Google it. It's a real winning proposition. It's supposed to include a can of Pepsi or something like that, but we didn't include that. Kat, with a great deal of originality, says, "Grandpa forgot to take his meds." This is a popular thing to say when new people encounter me. Is there something about me that makes you suggest I'm off of meds, or?
Yeah.
No, I've not tried a pizza stone. I don't doubt that it's a good idea, but I've not tried it. Okay. That's a needful poking. This is, unfortunately, a very cloggy stem I have. For those of you who've experienced cloggy stem syndrome before, you know my pain, you know my suffering. It's like between every single hung bit, I've got it unclogged practically. Because my stem has a narrow urethra.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Good job, Eric. We have really had a day of tremendous productivity.
Really have.
I filled out a piece of paperwork.
Mm-hmm.
Rachel made a phone call.
Mm-hmm.
I made the tri-tip thing.
Yep.
Rachel and I went to town, went to Sierra Towel, did the DSL for the new house. We went to the supermarket. We found out that yes, the pharmacy is open on Monday, which is good. And we got, while we were there, salad that we needed so that our abundance of salad dressing won't be in vain.
Yeah.
If you have a lot of salad dressing, you're kind of marrying yourself into buying salad for a while, right? You can't just open a jug of salad dressing and then stop buying salad. Plus, I think Rachel and I both enjoy the way that salad makes us poop more.
I really do. I needed them backed up.
Well, I was thinking we could have Chris Chapin said, "This is a great story." I like this story a lot. I lost the TV remote and my mom got home and we had to look for it for a long time and she found it and gave me a hug and said it's okay. What a good mom.
Oh, that is such a good mom.
I was okay, you lost the remote. God, gosh.
Is that what Tiffany would say?
Yeah, that is what Tiffany would say. But Tiffany's nice deep down. She's just extremely entitled. So entitled she doesn't realize that maybe she's not being cool sometimes.
Yeah. She thinks everything she does is great.
Yeah.
And not her fault, too.
All right, yeah.
Finders keepers.
Yeah. Meanwhile, she's kind of blind to hypocrisy. She's always calling me a selfish old man. A horrible,
true.
selfish old man.
Yes.
You're a horrible, selfish old man. Yes, my Britney Spears impression is my Tiffany voice. It's
yes.
True. But I see Britney Spears as being very Tiffany-esque.
Yeah, they are very, very similar. They have like the same energy.
Yeah. Britney's maybe a little easier to understand.
Yeah, she's easier to understand.
Oh my God, I'm Britney! All right. What did I come in here for? Oh, right. I wanted to look at the dough. Let's take a gander. Now that's what you call a fast riser. Okay? It's a fast riser. It's like the day after Rachel's period ends. It's a fast riser. I will leave Britney alone. Well, there's a lot of different variations of the thug shake, you know. I'm master of many, maybe not all of them. There's thug shake, thug shake. There's that one, you know. A lot of thug shakes.
What other thug shakes are there?
Well, there's I'm a doing the thug shake. I'm a doing the thug shake. There's that one.
Okay.
There's THUGSHAKE. Thug shake. There's that one, you know. There's a lot of thug shakes. I think that one was originated.
Tootsie Roll.
The Tootsie Roll? I don't know how to do the Tootsie Roll. Is it like this?
That looks like Tootsie Roll like to me.
Look at me. I'm a Tootsie Roll. Sweet and chocolatey.
Thanks, Shardy.
Thanks, Shorty. Yeah. I believe it was a Puff Daddy. Well, back in the day, who originated the third thug shake that I demonstrated there.
I'm I'm shaking my thugs.
I don't blame you. Do you think thugs wear Uggs a lot?
I want that to be a thing. Thugs and Uggs.
I wonder.
I wonder too.
I wonder if thugs are a large percentage of Ugg buying population. Okay, so we're going outside for a health tube. When we're done, we're going to declare that pizza dough risen adequately. All right. So, where would you like to have a health tube? You want to go over here today for a health tube? Let's go over here. Since you don't get to look at my handsome face, I'll try to find something almost as good for you to look at. I don't know. It's obviously not going to be as beautiful as my handsome face, but maybe it'll be pleasant. All right, let's look over here. There. There's some foresty stuff for you to look at. Foresty stuff. Ah. Well, it does feel pretty satisfying to have made some progress on this property, as they call it. We are a gay married couple, it's true. Ruben are. We're a gay couple and we're married. But both of us are straight. Each of us is straight, I should say. But we have a rooster on top of a weather vane on top of our garage. So we're definitely a gay couple. Because that's pretty gay. I think we can all agree on that. Let's take a gander at said weather vane. You see what I'm saying? I don't even know if it spins around. Let's be honest with ourselves for once. Let's stop lying to ourselves. I do not even know if it spins. Is it even telling me which direction north is? I don't think so. I think it's northwest, south, southeast things are just straight up lies. Since when does the direction change when the weather changes anyway? Maybe those things don't spin around. Is that accurate? That's not west that way. That's totally northwest. Anyway, like a lot of people, I get mad when my weather vane lies to me. That's why I've been on a rage the last few days. Come out in the front of the house and scream at the weather vane. You dirty bastard! And go back in the house. Sure, it's fairly mild, but this is a PG show now. Parental guidance is suggested. You should seek guidance from your parents before coming here, no matter how old you are. The only excuse for not seeking guidance from your parents before you come here is if your parents are dead. Then it's okay. If you're an orphan like me, if you're a little orphan Eric, it's okay. You don't need to seek parental guidance before coming here. But for all the rest of you, you should check with your parents to see if it's okay. Is it okay that I watch this guy on YouTube? What's he talking about? Oh, this and that. This and that and the other. Well, I guess you're better not then. That's what your parent is going to say. Because they're, I don't know, Scottish or something. Well, I guess you're better not then. Oh, no. You best not be watching that. That's what your parents are going to say. And y'all object. But, Mom, it's wholesome pizza making stream. And your parent will say, oh, I wouldn't trust that title. I wouldn't trust it as far as I can throw it, I tell you. Because that's how your parents talk. So anyway, still trying to figure out what to do about my filthy lying weather vane up there telling me what direction it is. It's not even, you don't even know what direction it is. You know what I kind of would like to have is a outside thermometer put up on one of these posts and it'll tell me what time it is. That'd be nice. All right, are you ready to get back to some pizza making action? We've been killing a little time waiting for the dough to rise because that's what dough needs to do. And I, without even looking at it, I hereby declare it adequately risen, okay? But before we roll it out, I want to do a little bit of cleanup here on aisle 9. So I'm going to squirt a little bit of spray. I'm going to rinse off this thing. I'm going to use it to get that stuff loose the best I can. Just like this. It's an excellent day of cartoons today. Got to watch a lot of good cartoons. They were good episodes. Just beautiful stuff. I love the one entitled The Weakest Tamer Picks Up the Trash. It's a really beautiful cartoon. Makes me cry every time I watch it. Tomorrow is a good cartoon day as well. Friday, Saturday, Sunday are all good days in the cartoon world. In contrast, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday are all quite shitty days. Just like one cartoon per day, maybe. So, I want to make sure I clean this well with water because I don't want to get any bleach taste into the dough. So I'm going to hit it a couple more times with some water before I'm done. Here. All right. Looking pretty good. Just really want to make sure I don't get any cleaner taste in this stuff. We get it once more with water. It still smells kind of faintly of bleach. Once more with the dry paper towel. And now we've got a surface we can really play. We can really get dough to business. So we can do, okay? We're gonna really get dough to business. All right. So, let's put you in a better place, shall we? I think we shall. I think you're really gonna enjoy this. It's called The Perspective of Tomorrow. Thanks, darling. Alright. So these are the pans we have. As you see, they're not huge or anything. It's good to have this as a reference for how big we want it. Okay. Smells good. Everything's looking like it's in order. So, what we're going to do first, we're going to sprinkle some dough right over here. I mean, not dough, flour. And just kind of spread it around. Like that. There we go. What's that?
Phoenix says sniff, test, pass.
Yeah, exactly. This dough is warm and risen. Like, yum, yizzin'. Okay? So, we're going to get a little bit more flour on it. And it's very soft. I didn't beat it in the mixer for a particularly long time. So we'll see how that affects things. We'll see if that's a good thing or a bad thing. We're going to roll it out like now in all directions. Trying to attain roundness. as you see, I'm currently aiming to do a better job of attaining squareness. But this pizza doesn't have to cover the whole pizza pan, you know. If it's just doesn't go over all the edges, that's fine. I'm not trying to make the most aesthetically beautiful pizza ever, you know. No, you don't be like that. Alright. Now you want this nice and thin. And you'll see that when you roll out your dough, you can get a lot more out of it than you think when you start. So now you can see we've got this pan here. We can just cut around here with a knife and we'll have a perfectly sized pizza. So I'm going to cut it a little big so you can go over the edge some, you know. Okay. Now we'll take this extra dough and put it back over here. Now we'll take this dough and we'll pick it up and we'll put it over here like so. Just kind of push it up to the edge. This one goes over the edge a little bit. Just push it around, but just take this little extra bit off so it's even the whole way around. It doesn't go over the edge, but that's fine. Alright, now let's get the next ingredient that we need. And that is tomato paste. This is tomato paste. And we recently acquired, this isn't what I need. I need a different tool. I need well, this isn't what I was looking for, but this will work. Now, we'll open up this. That's Permia. Okay. And then we're going to scoop this onto here. Takes about half of a can of tomato paste to do all your scoopage and spreading that you need to do. You don't want too thick of a layer of tomato paste. So for a pizza this size, you're looking at about a half a can spread thinly across.
But that tomato paste makes
Right. This is not spaghetti sauce. This is not marinara. It's not any kind of sauce. It's just straight up tomato paste. And it's the best sauce of all. And I need a little bit more here. Okay. And because it's tomato paste, it's got a strong flavor to it, so you don't want to put too much of it on. Okay. We're getting it smoothly applied all around. Spread that all around. I know it's a lot of meticulous spreading. Okay, there we go. Now we're ready for the next stage of operations. We'll sprinkle a little bit of garlic powder. As per meow. We will additionally sprinkle a little bit of powdered onions.
Looks good.
As per meow. Okay. Just the right amount of each of them. You could add a little dash of pepper. There we go. Well, that's coming out a little bit. There we go. And just a dash of salt. Okay, now it's time for our other ingredients, and it's time for the horrific realization that we forgot to get more little cheeses. We only have 6 little cheeses left, so this will probably be the only pizza we do tonight. We can do another one tomorrow with the leftover dough. But this is at least a 4 cheese pizza, so. We've got 1 medium cheddar. And we've got some Colby Jacks. I think I'm going to go all Colby Jacks. And we'll see if we need that cheddar. Okay. There's 1 Colby Jack. We'll start with 4. See how that does us. Chow with the cutting open. Chow, chow, chow. Then chow with the cutting open. Pow. 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 Try one more here. Alright. Now we'll cut these into small pieces as per meow. This is a task that really requires a different knife than this. That's not a bad choice, really. Maybe this side is the knife. So this kind of seems like a cheese knife, you know? I don't know if it is or not. So it could just be a pie server. But it does seem to cut better than that other knife for this purpose. So that's good. We'll use that knife here. We'll cut these up like that. Now we're going to sprinkle these around. Sprinkle, sprinkle, sprinkle. Okay? What you wanna do when you make a pizza? You sprinkle, 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 sprinkle. Remember that song when you're attempting to make this delicious dish. What you gonna do when you make a pizza? You sprinkle, 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 sprinkle.
Sprinkle, sprinkle, sprinkle.
You gotta sprinkle the cheese everywhere. Sprinkle, sprinkle, sprinkle. Okay. So, some point, obviously, you will have sprinkled cheese over all of the main areas on the pizza. The left, the right, the top, the middle, all of the areas. So I'm sprinkling away, as you can see. Gotta sprinkle, sprinkle, sprinkle. And we've got this pretty well cheesed up. You gotta pay attention so that you don't have cheese bunching up in certain spots, you know. This isn't shredded cheese. You can't just sprinkle it around willy-nilly. You have to carefully sprinkle this cheese, okay? Yeah, it's almost like placing the cheese. There. Now, that comprises the cheese portion. We only have 2 cheeses left. I'm inclined to just use the last Colby Jack, get a little bit more cheese on there. Might as well. Sprinkle, sprinkle, sprinkle. Sprinkle and sprinkle, sprinkle and cheese. Making a pizza, cheese, cheese, cheese. Okay. So, just doing a little bonus sprinkling. Like overtime for the sprinkle. You should be as excited for it as you are for overtime. Okay. There. That seems a little more pleasing to me. Now, we're going to get your meats. Got some peppered salami here. In the past, we've made this with just regular salami, not peppered salami. So, You might be a little concerned, hey Eric, is this going to work out? Well, we will find out, okay? I'm going to cut these into very small pieces, as per me. I will say I actually find this peppered salami a little on the spicy side for my palate. And next time we'll go back to regular salami. But there's one thing that cheese and salami have in common in the pizza making process. And that, of course, is sprinkling. You also need to sprinkle the meats. And sprinkle the meats like this. Until one day people simply call you the meat sprinkler. That's how much you sprinkle meats. Okay, there. Meats have been sprinkled, cheeses have been cut and distributed. We are good to go into the oven as soon as we put a few things away. You might say, Eric, how can you be good to go into the oven? That doesn't make any sense. After all, you've not preheated the oven. That's what you're thinking right now. Boy, Eric's about to make a huge mistake. He's forgotten to preheat the oven. That's what you're all thinking right now. Well, joke's on you, friends. Joke is on you. This recipe does not call for a preheated oven. Okay? So we're not going to preheat it. And you and the rest of your preheating Nazis can just suck it. Not everything has to be preheated in life, okay? Get over it already. Alright, we're going to put this one back. We don't need that. And turn this to 400 big degrees. We're going to take this. We're going to put it on the bottom shelf for 17 minutes into a cold oven. Eric, you are crazy, says everybody. That's not enough time. Oh, yes, it is. And one more thing we do, we need to put away this tomato paste. So, we'll put this away too. These I could just wash off, put it back in the dishes. Okay. Now these things will go back in the dish drawer here. Here you go, and here you go. Now I need to get a plastic for that. Alright, so This can go in here. This we just wipe off, it's fine. It's got some flour on it. You can go right in there. This also will just wipe off. Meow, meow, meow. A little water. Get that off. This tomato paste sticks fast. It's good to get it right away so you don't have a big cleanup job like I did today. Okay. Now we've got not that much time left until pizza's done. Albeit it is our one and only pizza today because sadly we are out of cheese. I didn't think to get more cheese when we were at the store. And that's a deep, abiding shame I will never live down. All right, let's see what people are saying. Oh yeah, it's thin. It's ultra thin crust. What's slang for people from Guatemala? Guatis? Is that the name? Bunch of Guatis down there. Is that how people, the racial slur for Guatemalans? Oh yeah, it's thin. I don't like to make it with thicker crust, goofiest goober. I'm telling you, this is the best pizza you'll ever taste. So good. Of course, you're not going to get to taste it, so I shouldn't be, rubbing your face in it like that. You're not going to get to taste the world's greatest pizza. I'm sorry that you're not going to. I feel bad for you, and I didn't mean to rub it in your face like that. Hello from Poland, Farm Agro Team. Oh, good. We've got an aggressively pro-farming person. That's what I look for in a viewer. Are you aggressively pro-farming enough? It's called, Rachel, it's called Sierra Wholesome Pizza. Cracker crust. Sierra Wholesome Cracker Crust Pizza. What makes it wholesome? The love with which I make it. That's what makes it so wholesome. It uses real ingredients like flour, yeast, tomato paste, cheese, and meat. How the wind makes us crazy. Yeah, I wish you had had more, Ruben. But as you see, it's a bit of a labor-intensive process to make. And it requires a lot of different ingredients. So sometimes, like, we can only make one pizza today, We're just going to have to live with that. And Rachel really does love this pizza. I'll want her to eat almost all of it. I'll just have a slice of it. Because here's the thing about cracker crust pizza. It is not as filling as like regular pizza. You have one slice of cracker crust pizza. It's very thin. Nah, Jaden Johnson. I'll tell you what. Maybe what I can say is that you're a skibidi bombaclat who, when you see my Riz, needs to say gyat. Alright? So, take that for what you will. Yeah, I know. Could be a franchise. Sierra Wholesome Cracker Crust. I do. I have a lot of Riz. That's because I recently went to the doctor and had Riz injected into my lips to make them more pouty. Nowadays, you can get straight Riz injections. Basically, it's just Botox rebranded, but still. Okay, well, split it, Rachel. Because you want to be fair McSchmear, huh? Because you're my beloved, darling angel wife, whom I love with all of my heart. You know what you never hear Rachel and I doing? Talking smack about each other. Like, oh, you and your meow. We were watching an episode of House Hunters the other day. There was this couple that the woman was always doing that. And I said, I remember being with an ESFJ. I don't like that dynamic, you know. No offense to ESFJs out there. I'm sure they're not all like that. All right. We're going to have a health tube and we're going to enjoy some bird watching. What is the fancy word for bird watching? You know how the fancy word for stamp collecting is philately? I don't know if you know that or not, but it is. What's the fancy word for bird watching? That's my question. Because that's what we're doing right now. We're bird watching, we're health tubing. Look out, everyone, here comes Ruben. We're bird watching and we're health tubing. Look out, everybody, here comes Ruben. It's called Avian. What? I can't read it without my glasses. Oh, foolish Eric once again. Oh no, they're right on my chest. I do have them. Avian witnessing. Phoenix, that's called a health tube. You got the name wrong. I'm health tubing down the Colorado River. Avian witnessing. You got a wonder point for that, Ruben. That makes me laugh. Avian witnessing. Wow. I just cannot get over what a very productive day we've had today. We'll relax tonight. Get another good night's sleep. Tomorrow, get up, I'll watch cartoons. I might go over to the new house. I don't know. I guess it's gonna rain tonight. It'll be better to wait to work over there when it's dry, so we're not tromping things in and out of the house, etc. We've got a king-size bed in one of the rooms in there, and the room's not that big, you know. It's not a super lot of square feet for a 3-bedroom, 1-bath. And like when we walked in there just yesterday or the day before, whenever it was, I immediately banged my shin into the door, the bed frame thing. So I'm a little wondering about that bed frame. If it really is a king-size bed. Is Rachel's a king-size bed? I think Rachel's might be a king-size bed. I'm not sure. A couple of nice tables in there. Like nice little round end tables that have a drawer that pulls out, like kind of hotel-ish. I like them. I think spruce it up a bit. You know, maybe make one of the rooms like put a fold away bed in there. Make it feel a little more spacious, you know. We'll go thrifting in Merced. Probably rent a U-Haul, go thrifting in Merced. Look for a hideaway bed. Certain things we can buy on Amazon have delivered. Other things, a little bit more challenging to have them delivered, you know. You mean a queen? It's not just like a double bed. The one with the big one with the big bed frame. Well, we can measure it. We'll have to measure all those things. See what we end up with.
Yeah, with the big bed frame.
You think it's just a double?
It's a full size bed, so it can fit 2 people.
Is that smaller than a queen?
Yeah.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I'm positive. I confirmed it with David.
Okay, well, we'll measure it anyway. We'll see what the measurements look like on it. I'm not a fan of that bed frame either. Best locations for birding in Yosemite, Mariposa County. Ornithology is what it's called. Okay, so I'm going to go I'm assuming the first beep's already happened,
I
right?
haven't heard it. I was upstairs.
Okay. Well, I'm going to keep an eye on it because last time at 18 minutes it burned a little bit. I got it at 17 this time. But I'm still worried about it a little bit. Well, it's only got 20 seconds left. Might as well open it up. Take a look. It's looking good. Oh, yeah. Actually seems a little doughy. I'm going to put it in for another minute or two on the top shelf. It's less hot on the top shelf. We'll just give it a couple more minutes here. Make water. What that says? Making water. Oh, good for you. Good for you. That's right, Ruben. I'm going down Eric's Sierra hole for one of his patented signature Sierra Wholesome Cracker Crust pizzas. I'm gonna let it have the extra minute. It's gonna be okay, I think. You can hear the ice fall poetically in the background. I can't see anything through this little window. They're lying to themselves. They think that little window is going to cut it for seeing things. Whirlpool Corporation, your little window is inadequate. We're just going to let that bad boy just go another 30 seconds. That's all we got left on it. 30 more seconds till pizza paradise. We're just gonna let it set in there for a second. Okay. I've not cooked on this kind of pan before. So it seems like this aluminum pan heats a little bit less up probably than the other kind of pans we have. Hence it needs a little longer. What did I do to change it from normal to mountain style? Well, what makes it Sierra style wholesome cracker crust pizza is that we use tomato paste rather than any other kind of tomato sauce. That's one of the key features. Number two, instead of using regular kind of cheese that you use on pizza, like say Parmesan or mozzarella or whatever,
Mhm.
you use Colby Jack or medium cheddar. And then lastly, instead of using pepperoni, you take salami and you cut it up and use that instead. And what makes it wholesome is the love that I put into it. Okay. Idiosyncratic, characteristic, distinctive, individual, peculiar, singular, specific, unique, quirky, idiopathic, personal. Well, fun to know. Fun to know, fun to love.
I think you're fun to know and fun to love.
Thanks, darling.
You're welcome.
Let's take a gander now at that pizza. Should be done. I think the long wait is over. I think eating time is upon us. Even if it remains somehow slightly underdone, wow. I'm going to declare it good enough. So, next thing to do is to get a cutter. Cut this pizza a bit. We'll know now that when you put it on this aluminum circle, it takes longer than when you put it on the regular pan. I really think it just needs a little bit more time though. It's not done enough. I'm gonna have to put it in for about 5 more minutes. Alright, we're gonna just have to let it go for 5 more minutes. It's just being a stubborn bubbern today. And one thing that remains the same throughout the ages, no matter what else happens to our pizza or whatever else, is that Bennett Cheese Crackers is here to ask whether I am his grandfather. So, you know, good for him and his ways. Good for him and his ways.
What are you gonna meow about?
He wants me to watch him eat.
Oh.
It's been a busy day, full of busy activities. We've been like the busiest bodies in Busybody Town,
Yeah.
which is where Lowly Worm lives, I believe. What do you want, Trouble? You want to come over here and make trouble, huh? Well, now you're going to move, of course, because I try to show you on camera. Oh, shit. Okay, good. I have one today at 6 o'clock. Thank you for reminding me. Make sure it wasn't 5 o'clock. Yeah, 6 o'clock. Whew. Phew.
Wow, who reminded you?
Show media.
Oh, what?
I have one in an hour that I had totally forgotten about. So good job reminding me about that. I will tell you stories about it after it happens. You know, after that, I'll probably be about ready for bed. As soon as this pizza's done, we'll eat it. Then I'll probably wrap up the stream. What happened to what's his name? Dude from UK who used to come here and debate you all the time. I don't know. I'm not sure who you're talking about. I don't think that's the only. Oh, Cone Man? He was here the other night, actually. Like, he chimed in right at the very end of the stream, so I didn't even get really a chance to respond to him, but he had something to say. I don't remember what it was. So anyway, we're winding down here. We're going to have our pizza in a minute or two. And then we'll make exclamations about how delicious it is. And then after that, I'll end the stream, maybe watch a little cartoon or maybe a spooky video compilation while I wait for it to be 6 o'clock.
Oh my god, do you care if I play Subway Surf while if you watch a spooky thing too? Because
That's fine, of course.
I get spooked out. Sometimes I'm like, if that stuff is happening to those people, it can happen to us.
No, we are going to show the pizza. I said we're going to end it after we eat the pizza, okay? We're not going to blue ball you like that. Don't worry. We should be just about done now.
I just like that Cone Man has a Cone Man name, and we talk about cone putters. The pizza's still in the oven. Test
30
video.
seconds.
Just another 30 seconds.
Doesn't look quite done.
Really?
Doesn't seem like it to me. It's not. When I lift it up, it's not like brown on the bottom at all.
I believe you.
It's not as crispy as I want it to be. Greetings from Greece, lads. Hello from America, Greece. The pizza's coming, okay? The pizza is coming. It's just taking its sweet damn time cooking for some reason. I can only link it to the fact that it's on an aluminum pizza pan rather than on whatever kind of metal the cookie trays are, you know? It's a different kind of surface that it's cooking on, but it's made, I suspect if that's the reason, it's made quite a difference in terms of cooking time.
Yeah.
So, no, I'll get a reminder at 5:30. I'm not going to forget it now. I mean, I would have gotten the reminder at 5:30 anyway. I would have been like, oh shit, that typing, I forgot all about it. So, it's good to get an extra reminder a little sooner. Helps me kind of plan the evening. So it's good, I think, that I've got 2 more days before I get out of roll to get a couple more good night's sleeps. I don't feel really all the way fully rested, so that'll help. Tomorrow I can chill, do some basic stuff. It is raining right now, so there's only so much you can do in the rain. Let's look at the forecast for this evening. We're showing, oh, it's changed from what it was earlier today. Now it's showing really no rain until tomorrow evening. But now it's also showing rain on Sunday, whereas before it wasn't. Monday. Tuesday looks like pretty fully rainy day.
Yeah.
Like 9 a.m. to midnight. That's what it's saying now, but
Yeah, that's what they were reporting though. That's what they were saying. The high Sierras is gonna get snow, and we're gonna be hit with a lot of rain, like a second wave of El Nino or something.
well, that's good.
Yeah. I'm sure you can see in the clouds.
Oh yeah, I should look at the clouds map. You make an excellent point.
Thanks.
So we'll look at the clouds map. Clouds. And I see that we have a lot of clouds coming our way.
Yeah, they're like pointing right directed at us.
Yeah, we got a whole line of clouds. See how?
Yeah, see that big? There's like two fronts like that are meeting. The one from the Alaska and one from the Pacific.
Mm-hmm. Cool. We might get rain for a while. This keeps going like this. I'll show everybody what I'm looking at. We are right here. See? You can see all those clouds come in from that way. All right. Now this time it's done. I don't care. I don't care even if it isn't done, it's done. Ta-da! It is done, in fact. You look at the bottom now. You'll see it's got that golden brown bit to it, which is what we want. It's not super well done, but I'm gonna let it cool a bit to make it easier to tear in half. So we will eat this pizza together as one big happy family. Okay. So now I've got my first piece of pizza here. And as is correct, if you got it done right, then the very edges are a little bit burnt.
Mmm. That's a good pizza.
Not as crispy as I would like it.
Mm.
Maybe we go back to the cookie trays, you know?
Yeah.
Or get a pizza circle cookie tray. It is very delicious, though. It's best when the crust is like this. Nice and crispy.
Eric's Sierra Wholesome
Cracker crust pizza.
Cracker Crust Pizza.
Even when it's not really done properly like this, it's delicious.
Mm-hmm.
No trouble.
I'm glad you have boundaries with him. Control needs to have boundaries.
Delicioso.
Delicioso indeedo.
It was an interesting typing session tonight. I'm not super feeling it, but it should be fine. Obviously, I like it better when it's more interesting than when it's less interesting. It is delicious. SI is pretty well deprecated these days with all the technological assistance, but even so, they didn't stop Rachel from almost leaving the house today without her phone. And then what do? You know, then all your SI assistants are for naught. You don't have your central external SI device with you. Eating this is like the making of Christmas. If all cats named Trouble make you watch them eat, and I am making you watch me eat, am I a cat named Trouble? The answer is no. Well, not all pizza is really worth getting. Like the pizza factory in town. They don't really have very good pizza. It's not nearly as good as this.
No.
Well, no, you didn't, Mr. Vaughn. That's why I corrected it, because you left out the quantifiers, all, no, or only. Thank you, Bennett. Thank you. We were hoping. Wow. It was good.
It really was good.
On top of our sweet and sour chicken appetizer, I feel pretty full, actually.
Mm-hmm.
now it's time for me to get another beverage. Go outside and have a health tube with all of y'all and see if it's raining like it says it is. It says light rain, but I'll believe it when I'm wet. Yeah, that's my theory on things in the world. I refuse to believe anything until I'm wet. Mm-hmm.
I
I love you. We love each other because we're married. Or we're married because we love each other. Or we're married and we love each other. But there's no linkage. Any of those is fine, really. Well, it's certainly chilly out here, but I do not see any light rain. Once again, the weatherman has lied to me. Okay, there. I've opened my Heineken Zero. It is definitely chilly. The little kid said, "Look at that house." They're obviously here on vacation housing, you know. So, you know, anyway, those are the kind of people who one day soon, hopefully, will stay at our vacation house just down the street. And we'll walk around and then I'll see them and I'll wave to them. Brr, it's cold. It's cold as a WT. I would imagine that youth is very chilly. He or she, I'm not sure which. Just had on a short sleeve shirt. It's really quite chilly out here. I know they're walking, so that heats you up a little bit, but still. Well, I guess that's going to about wrap it up for tonight's stream. Thank you all for being here. And I wish you all the best in all of your endeavors going forward. Have a pleasant evening and adieu.